All right, everybody. Well, welcome. Thank you. Thank you for joining tonight. I'm sure we'll have people joining late. I do know a couple people that'll be joining late, so hopefully they stick to their word. But I do appreciate you all being here regarding the United Goalkeeping Alliance residential camp. This is our second year doing it. And tonight, really, it was suggested by some of the feedback last year was, can we meet in this format to really just to speak to the agenda, answer questions, really make sure all concerns from parents are met, and also getting the excitement for kids going. And then if there's anybody else who has questions, who's hasn't registered yet, this is for them as well to learn more about the program. So again, guys, my name is Erik Eisenhut. I'm owner of the United Goalkeeping Alliance, and I'll be running this session or this residential camp for everybody with 8 amazing coaches. What I want to do is I want to share with you the coaching list and kind of go through them real quickly. These coaches are not only are they great coaches, they're also very good friends of mine. And really, I want to start with the guys up top there, or the guy up top, Mr. Paul Blodgett. Paul, for those of you that don't know, you may know the name Timmy Howard. Might know the name Saskia Weber. He grew up, coaching in the Jersey area and coached those two, and really has a lot to do with many goalkeeper coaches and professional goalkeepers in their success. So I am very, very excited to have Paul Blodgett joining us. For those of you in Pittsburgh that know the name Matt Perella, Paul is also Matt's coach growing up as a kid. So Paul has touched many of us, and I'm really excited to have him there. Samantha Gribowitz, she is a goalkeeper coach currently with UGKA down in Indiana, or in Pennsylvania. She has been working with me here in Pittsburgh for around 6 years now. Good friend and a really good coach. Don Maples is the director of goalkeeping for the University of, he is the goalkeeping director, for ODP in 3 different states. And those 3 states are Florida, Alabama, and I believe the other one is Arkansas, I think. But anyway, I know the first 2 are positive because they're in the UGKA, and he's the one responsible for bringing them in. He brings a ton of knowledge to the game, and I'm really excited for him to be there. Matty Biscaglia is here in Pennsylvania. He's a goalkeeping director at a local goalkeeper club here called the Stars, SCS, Stars Crew Soccer, here out of Cranberry, Pennsylvania, which is where I live. Marcelo Moriera, he is a former professional, he's out of Brazilian, he's out of Brazil. He also is a coach at a USL2 team, runs his own goalkeeper academy in the Rochester, Buffalo area. Really excited to have him there. I've been working with him in the UGKA for a couple of years now, and I'm really glad to get him and some of his goalkeepers down from that area of Buffalo and Rochester. Mark Dupfield, local goalkeeper coach here. He coaches collegiately at Penn State, New Kensington, and he is also the coach at Pittsburgh Hotspurs. He is the men's goalkeeper coach on that WPSL team, or on the men's side, I forget the exact acronym of that league. He's also the goalkeeping director at the Hotspurs here as well. One of my best friends here in the Pittsburgh area. Tony Vu. Tony is out of Gainesville, Florida. He works with the Florida ODP program, owns his own goalkeeper academy, and he'll be one of our chaperones bringing up some of the Florida goalkeepers up to Pittsburgh. Bill Bertner is goalkeeper coach out of Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania. He works with the Pittsburgh Hotspurs as a goalkeeper coaches locally. He's also going to be our head trainer, of the one running the speed and strength component in the morning and at night, and getting you guys really loose and making sure that before you go to bed and when you wake up in the morning, you're feeling good, because we're here for 5 days and 4 nights. The objective isn't to beat you guys up. That's not what we're looking to do, and have you go home sore and tired, have that the barometer of was it a successful camp or not by how much pain you guys are in. It's not what we're here to do. Matter of fact, we're here to do the exact opposite. We want you guys walking out of this camp technically ready to play, tactically having this better understanding of the game than when you came into the camp, and physically feeling great, in addition to the psychological component, just being incredibly confident when you walk into your tryout situation, probably in a few weeks from when you leave camp. So those are our main objectives, and Bill's a big part of that. And then myself, I coach here at Robert Morris University on the women's side. A big believer in United Goalkeeping Alliance. Appreciate not only all of you, but all the coaches participating, and also on the Regional East goalkeeper coaching staff. So again, I'm a firm believer in our coaching staff, great coaches and even better people. So I firmly believe, pun intended, your children are in great hands. Any questions, guys, with the staff, or anything that you may want a clarification on? Just kind of general overview at this point. Silence is acceptance is the way I play this game. You guys are cool with that. All right, cool. Let's go through the agenda. And I want you guys to ask questions if you have them. The goalkeepers, I would love for you guys to ask as many questions as you possibly can, because really this is about you. Parents, I also want you guys to ask questions and concerns or whatever you might have as well. And starting on the left side here, Sunday the 24th, going to run through Thursday the 28th. We're going to be checking in between the hours of 10 and 11:30 at Kiski Area Prep. It's essentially a boys prep school. It is small for those of you that haven't been there, and it's awesome for what it is we're doing. The walk from the dorms to the CAF to the field is probably around 5 minutes tops. And the campus is pretty small. There's a area where we can socialize, which has pool tables, which has what else? It has pool tables. It has foosball, ping pong, board games. So we're going to be able to hang out in there a couple nights during the week and really relax and let kids be kids. But it's all within like just a couple minute walk, which is great. I didn't want us having to walk sometimes 20, 30 minutes to get from your dorm to the field. I know that happens at other camps, but we have the benefit to working with an awesome location, and it is one road in, one road out. I'm a parent of two of the kids going to this camp, so I take great pride in the protective measure that we're looking at to help your children be safe. So again, that's I'm really happy with the accommodations that we're utilizing with Kiski. Once everyone's checked in, you're going to have plenty of time. We're going to help you check in. There are two dorms. There's a boys' dorm, Hogue Hall, and there's going to be a girls' dorm, Vlahos Hall. They're about 75 yards apart from each other. In the middle of those two, at the backside of campus, is where we're going to be checking in under a big tent. You won't be able to miss us. So on arrival, you're basically going to drive in and just drive straight, literally about a quarter of a mile, and you'll see, or a half mile maybe, and you'll see where we are. And then we'll help you, literally walk you and introduce you to your room, in addition to your roommate. Everyone will have a roommate. Special accommodations can be required. I haven't had any requests yet for a single room, which is fine. At the same time, we do accommodate also people who want a request of 2 or 3 roommates. And I'm okay with that, right? We have the accommodations to do it. But again, please just let me know if that's something you would be interested in and you have a group. 12:45 to 1:15, 45 minutes, half hour, basically. We're going to be meeting with the parents, and this is where parents say goodbye to their children, wish them well, wish them good luck, and leave with a smile on their face, having a break from them for 4 or 5 days. We will introduce not only what it is we're going to be doing, we're going to have all the coaches give their personal introductions, and really just a time to kind of answer any last-minute questions, get the kids excited, and really just kind of lay the land for the camp. After that, the first thing we do is lunch. So we're going to treat everybody to lunch. That's goalkeepers only, and coaches, parents, you guys will be leaving there at that moment. You're more than willing to stay and watch, but unfortunately lunch will not be provided. 1:45, 3:15 is our first field session. I'll be running that. We'll be dealing with the basics of shot stopping, diving, contour catching, scoops, all the fun stuff, angle play. In addition to that, we're going to get into more angle play later in the week, but the introduction will take place there. That's probably going to be the only mid-afternoon session and for the whole week. And that's done on purpose because we want to preserve the health of your children. That's when the typical power heat hours are. And again, we want to stay away from that. So you'll see during the week, gray boxes are classroom sessions. Green boxes are field sessions. And anything in blue is a speed and strength component, the beginning and ending of your day. Or if it's in the middle of the day, it's a pool session. We'll be in the pool. So again, we're trying not to train between the hours of 12:30 and 4, just so let you know. But it will take place on that first session. We will then go in the classroom area where Coach Matt Bisceglia and Paul Blodgett will speaking to the kids around crosses and high balls. We're going to have 4 of these educational sessions a day, typically midday. The reason we're doing that is A, we want to keep the kids out of the sun. B, we also want these kids to understand the tactical components to what it is we're doing. And sometimes being in a classroom setting and legitimately speaking to these kids is going to be a lot easier to communicate the why of the game. And I feel that that is very important. As a collegiate coach for the last 5 years, we review film at least 2-3 times a week in season and out of season. I'm running sessions with my goalkeepers at least once a week. It's something that I find that a lot of new freshmen that come in lack knowledge of how to analyze film, how to break down film. They know how to watch a game as a fan perspective, but they lack the knowledge as to why are they looking at this film from a goalkeeper perspective. How can they improve upon their game? And what are the movements needed? What's the other team looking to do from a strategic, tactical standpoint? And we're going to incorporate 4 of those sessions throughout the week. There'll also be air conditioned, which will be very nice. Next field session will be later that night, 6:30 to 7:30 with crosses, high balls. We're going to immediately implement anything we learned from a educational perspective in the classroom. We'll then end our session at the night, as you see, with stretching mobility. Again, that will be Coach Bill putting your children through a stretching dynamics thing to get a little sweat going, take care of any aches and pains, ice anything down that needs ice, and really, really trying to take care of their body. And then our first social Sunday night. This Swank Student Center, as I mentioned, has pool tables, has ping pong tables, video games, has board games, has TVs. Last year, we watched the World Cup, the Women's World Cup. This year, I'm not sure what's on at that moment, but we do have access to TVs and literally good social time for let the kids to meet everybody socially. And again, let kids be kids. And that's part of this. So we want them to enjoy their time here. And that's the first social. Lights out every night at 10:30. That's not going to be a hard, shotgun patrol in the halls, staring at everybody, eyeing them down, hardcore, get in your rooms. It is going to be guys, let's make our way to your room. We got to get up early tomorrow for a 7:45 session because the stretching mobility sessions happen really at a tennis court or in the field right next to or between the 2 dorms. Literally, they're just going to walk out of their dorms, and the stretching mobility session for both the boys and the girls is right out front of their dormitory. So it's going to be very easy to accommodate. Literally, all they have to do is roll out of bed and be there. All we ask is that everyone is punctual. That's a big theme for the week, is just don't be late, please. And again, just looking to get your body going. For those day campers, you guys will be checking in around 9:30 to 10 o'clock, and I'll have a designated area. It'll probably be the cafeteria. So again, and I'll speak to where that is, and I'll send that in an email with more detail. But again, it's right typically when you enter the campus. Classroom session on second and third goal scenarios with Coach Sam, immediately implemented onto the field session that afternoon, followed by after dinner, the second and third goal. We're going to separate the 2 on the field. Second goal, just so you know, or let me rephrase it, there are 3 goals that we focus on. First goal is the actual goal, shot on goal. That's the goal that we're mainly protecting. Goal 2 is basically from the middle of the goal straight out to the PK area when service takes place inside your 18. So that cutback, dead center. And then your third goal is your backdoor scenarios, just so we're on the same page with lingo. And we're going to educate your children on that. We're going to speak to the children on that, and then we're going to put them in the field and really allow them to implement what it is we taught them in that classroom session. You're going to see the stretching mobility session at night. Then they have about an hour to kind of chill out and do their own thing. Every night, typically, kids will order food. That opportunity is there. There are 2 or 3 places that are local that are pretty good that we have rotated the menus on, and people have kind of called up and had things delivered. All we ask is that all deliveries take place prior to 10 o'clock. So, again, will it happen after between 10 and 10:30? Yes. But again, anything after 10:30, we would ask sincerely to please refrain from having anything delivered. I think last year the cost of that was a slice of your pizza. Mobility in the morning. Again, day campers check in around 9:30, 10. Back to bar, Marcelo Moriella is going to be putting that on the field. You're going to see the field sessions pretty much every morning from between the breakfast and lunch. Water aerobics. We did that last year, and believe it or not, it was worked out really well. Essentially what that is the first half hour, by the time everyone gets in the water and gets comfortable, we'll then for about a half hour get them moving, whether it's kicking, whether it's, if you've ever been to a pool, which I'm sure we all have, just moving your hips, moving your body, kicks, just keeping them loose so they're not tightening up. Also, we're going to ask them to bring a lot of water to these sessions so they can be drinking at the same time as keeping their body moving. And then after that, we'll have like biggest cannonball splash contest and have fun things like that. It actually worked out really well with the kids. And we definitely was a fan favorite from not only kids' perspective, but also the counselor's perspective. So we kept that in there and we're going to do it twice. One-on-ones with Mr. Marcelo Moreira. He's going to be and Don Maples, obviously, as well. And then Coach Don will implement that in a field session later that night. Second, social is that night too. Hawaiian theme. Bring your leis, bring your flowered shirts, bring your crazy sunglasses. We're going to have some fun, some reggae tunes we'll be having. We'll probably do a contest or two, but it's really just one of those times where everyone at this stage of the game, everyone will know each other at this point. It's going to be a lot of fun. Whereas the first session, the first social, kids are just starting to introduce themselves, ask questions, get to knowing each other. This one here, they're now exchanging numbers, getting each other on Instagram, things like that. So that typically turns into a pretty fun night. And then last 2 days, Wednesday, Mark Dupfield will be on the field with angle play, and Hugh and Bill Bertner will be putting on a classroom session around set pieces. We got a lot of feedback on that for last year. How do you set up set pieces? What do you have in your wall? When do you have certain numbers in your wall? What are you looking for from a tactical standpoint from your opponent? How can you read the game? How do you set up on corner kicks, indirect kicks, direct kicks, PKs? It's, to me, a really good educational session for a lot of the kids. And then we implement that at the field session at night. I forgot to mention, but we do have 2 night sessions this year, one on Monday night and one on Wednesday night. We have lights at that field that we're going to be utilizing. So we're excited to do that. And then last but not least is Thursday. Really, this is where we just have fun and we compete. We talk a little bit of smack. Last year, we were introducing the finals for our goalie war competitions. We had a UFC, basically a buffer. What's the announcers there? Bruce Buffer's announcement, getting the kids all fired up and getting them going for the finals. It's a lot of fun. We're going to be handing out trophies like we did last year too, to not only the winners of the goalie war competitions, but we're also going to be handing out an older and a younger goalkeeper of the week, in addition to leaders of the week for the younger and older group, and then a coach's award. So we have 7 trophies we're going to be handing out, and we'll take care of that. Really around 3 to 4, we'll have our final words, our handouts for our trophies. Coaches have an opportunity to say anything and really just kind of say our goodbyes. And then pictures typically happen then, or they did last year. And then checkouts at 4. If parents want to come to this last day and help, or just hang out and watch, help their kids pack their room, pack the cars, get a head start, you're more than welcome to. Please understand that it happened last year. It went over really well. So essentially, once the competitions ended and the coaches had their last words, no one was really going back to their room. Everyone was packed up and people just took off from there. So just kind of like letting you guys know that it's easy, it's flawless, and we'll be communicating with you guys about that, what the easiest way to do that is. And then truthfully, you guys will be heading out, man. You guys will have 5 days, 4 nights. It, to me, is going to be a lot of fun. I am really excited for this because not only do we have goalkeepers coming from locally, Pennsylvania, Western PA, Eastern PA, Ohio, people coming from New Jersey again. People are coming from, let me think here. I want to get Florida. They're going to be last, but we have people flying in from Florida, a lot of ODP folks there, New York, upstate New York. I'm super excited with the diversity and the strength of this program. It's gotten a lot better from last year. What I mean by a lot better is it's not the core from last year is coming back, which is great. We have good numbers from returners, and then it's growing. And I feel that every year, the organic growth with the UGKA is definitely going to happen. Not only that with our UGK educational sessions, but also with our, our residential camp. Questions, comments, anything up till this point? I know I've been speaking a little quickly, but again, I know you guys are also probably reading the agenda while I'm speaking, so I don't want to take too much time on that unless you have questions.
So Eric, it's Nick. Just a real quick one. So just to confirm, so breakfast, lunch, dinner, those are all covered. But if they want to order something in the evening, that would be as assumed, on their own.
Yes, sir. That is absolutely correct. And we will supply the I have all this information, so I'll probably throw it in the email that I'm going to send another email, guys, before the Sunday check-in on the 24th. But yeah, I'll include that. But Nick, to answer your question, yes, that will be on them.
Perfect.
Question: do campers have access to Wi-Fi? Yes, they will. I will enter and get you all that information, and I'm going to put that into my notes to make sure it's part of the email that I send out to you in about 2 weeks. Thank you. Good question. Good question. Other questions?
Hi, Eric. This is Diana. How are you?
Good. Good. How are you?
Good. I just wanted to understand Thursday. You said last year a lot of the parents showed up early and had their children ready to go. What time is early? Like if we would get there when they're doing a session, do we wait till they're done so we can access their room? Will we have access? Just how does that work?
Great question. And what we did was parents started showing up as early as like that 10-15 field session because they just wanted to hang out. They wanted to be a part of it. We have music going in this last day. It's literally a fun, I don't want to say carnival, but it's like everyone's happy and competing. It's a good day. Again, the only thing we can't do for parents is help them out with lunch. And I tried, trust me, they just unfortunately rejected that request. That said, a lot of parents did show up around 1:30 after lunch, met the kids at their dorms and just helped pack the car at that moment. We'll collect keys from the parents or the children. We did it during the day and throughout. It's whatever's easiest, but for the most part, I know I'm babbling on this answer. That said, it's really up to you. Like kids were great, parents were great. The only thing we cannot have parents in the dorms when we're on the field.
Right. That's what I figured. So that's why I was kind of curious when we enter the room with the child, with our kid or whatnot.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, good point. I don't know whose name that was, and I should have. Who was that? That was a great question. Abby, good work. Good question. The situation in the dorms, there's one fridge for the whole floor. There's one fridge for the whole floor. That's worth repeating because everyone's going to bring in a ton of Gatorades. Everyone's going to bring in, and keep it in their room. There is central air. All right. You're going to want to bring a fan. At the same time, there is only one fridge for the entire floor. So if you guys want to bring like a dormitory type fridge, you're more than welcome to. It worked out really well for some of the girls that brought it. And for the girls that did bring it, a lot of people were asking if they could throw their stuff in their fridge. So just be prepared for that if you do bring one. Also, it sounds silly. It shouldn't happen, but it unfortunately does. If you do bring Gatorades, if you do bring waters and you put stuff in the fridge, have a marker and just write your name on it. I know it sounds silly and I hate to have to say that, but it would just save everybody questions for that stuff, not to be a pain in the butt. Question for those traveling from out of state whose parents can't help pack, have their extra time to gather belongings. Yeah, absolutely. So when we check out at 4:00, you will have the opportunity to go back to your dorm and check out, go into your room, pack up the car and head out. Because I know all the coaches will be doing that at the same time. It happened last year. But again, some people wanted to get on the road a little earlier. They were there packing up early and wanted to scam. So we're also going to tell the kids, start packing up your stuff the night before just to be smart, lay out your clothes for the next day, typical like parent type of guidance. So we're going to hopefully have them as prepared as possible for that departure. Good questions.
Eric, forgive me if this was in one of the emails and I missed it, but are these twin beds? So we need twin sheets?
Yes. Twin. Yep. Twin beds. And again, I'm going to be putting that in the twin sheets. Yep. Good
Perfect.
question there. Others. And it's okay if don't think it's the only chance for questions because I still have to address like 2 or 3 more things. So If you guys are cool, I'm just going to move on. Keep thinking of questions. Keep jotting them down. Are the showers communal? Oh, good question. So for showers, they are individualized, but it is like a big, like say to picture a big room, like a locker room, and then picture your individualized like a cubby. You know what I mean? Like we have your own individual shower, but everyone can like you kind of like I'm trying to think how to describe this really. It's let me put it this way. It's not a huge area with shower heads coming out of the wall. That makes sense? Like that's not how it's set up. Everyone has their own individualized shower. Yeah, you have privacy is what I'm getting at. I hope that helped answer. Are the beds twin? Yes, they are. They are twin beds. Twin XL. I don't know what a twin XL is, but I can ask. I'm meeting with these guys next week.
No, they're just regular twins.
Yes.
Yeah, they're just regular twins from last year.
Extra long. Gotcha. Who answered that question? I think it was Abby. Tina.
Yeah, Tina. But yeah, it was just regular plain twins.
Nice. Cool. Great questions. Keep these coming. While you're thinking of other questions, I'm going to address Florida participants real quick and anyone from out of state. Anyone from out of state or Florida, you can, and let me rephrase, the Florida guys are coming in. I think it's 4 or 5 of them. You guys are going to be flying in on Saturday, the 23rd. We're going to be picking you up at the airport. I know your flights get in around 7:30. We'll pick you up probably around 8:00. And I'm going to have basically 2 people, 2 cars, or 1 large van. Again, I believe there's 4 to 5 kids and 2 adults. So we're going to then pick you up, bring you back to the campus, and you're going to be spending Saturday night on campus. What you won't have access to is the cafeteria. You will have access to ordering food. But coaches have the invite to come up Saturday night or to go there Sunday morning before check-in with the players. I'm going to be there Saturday night. 2 of the chaperones will be there Saturday night. And I believe there might be 1 other coach coming from out of state that'll be there Saturday night as well. Actually, I know Don Maples will be there. I think the Pittsburgh coaches are coming in Sunday morning. And I think Marcelo from Rochester, Buffalo area, I believe is coming in on Sunday morning too, but that might change. But there will be some people there, chaperones, coaches, and players. If people want to come in and check in on that Saturday night, you may, but it was going to be after 7:00. And then regarding going back to the airport, again, I have 2 vans or 2 cars going from Kiski, bringing them the children from Florida back to the airport, in addition to a chaperone, and that will be handled the day of Thursday. And I believe you'll have plenty of time to get there based on the camp schedule. I believe I have to look at your departure time, but you guys should be fine. And Pittsburgh Airport, honestly, everybody, if you've ever flown in and out of Pittsburgh, it's an awesome airport. It's very easy to navigate. And again, you will be with adults. So at the same time, your children will be in good hands and protected. Forms. I'm still missing a few forms from some of you. Tomorrow, I am going to be sending out emails to everyone if I either need, the remaining payment that you have that's needed, any forms, insurance forms, a waiver. I'll let anyone who has to still turn something in know tomorrow. So just check your email out. If you don't receive anything, it means everything's ready to rock and roll. And check-in should be a breeze. But I do want to take care of everything with everybody prior to check-in just to make it a lot easier. Numbers. Right now, we're in the mid-50s. We have 10 to 12 more opportunities. One person just dropped because she did very well in the Keeper Wars tournament down in Cincinnati, and now she's going to the Nationals in Orlando, Florida. So a person had to drop. We also had 1 injury. Another person had to drop. So numbers are back up a little bit in regards to how many openings we have. If you can, I would greatly appreciate, I'm going to be recording this. For those of you that are paid participant, I'm going to be sending this recording out tomorrow. If you find it valuable to send it to somebody who might benefit from seeing this or looking at the agenda or any of this type of recording, please send it out. I would greatly appreciate it. My objective is to get literally this thing sold out at 65. The student teacher ratio will be 7-1, 6-1 with our chaperone. And we are very excited for that. So again, I respect and like that setting. I always have. I hate lines. I hate having kids not accounted for. And as a parent who's going to have 2 kids there, you're going to be safe with those numbers too. So to me, those were 3 of the primary reasons why we're having such a low student teacher ratio. You're welcome. Someone just said, thank you for supporting the Florida kids for getting to camp. You're welcome. Last opportunity for questions.
I have a question, Eric.
Sure.
Being that we're talking about sheets and things, you're going to send a list of things that we shouldn't forget?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Love it. Good question.
Eric, it's Nick again. Are the coaches going to be residing on the same floors as the players? So there's essentially an RA or a chaperone on each floor?
100% correct.
Perfect. Okay.
Yep. That's 100% correct. We'll be very accessible. So we're going to hand out like all of our phone numbers, cell phone numbers. We're going to be walking them to and from the CAF and the field back to their dorms. We know the ages of the kids that we have, and you know, kids want to be kids sometimes, but they also are kids, right? So we want to make sure that A, they're safe, and B, there's everyone is in a very healthy and safe environment. Players, you guys ready to rock and roll? You're gonna have a blast. I can't stress that enough. This is my favorite. I'm 48 years old. This is my favorite week of the year. We're gonna be working out with a lot of my good friends. We're gonna be working out with from a coaching standpoint. I love the kids that I've worked with in the past, from not only from the Pittsburgh area, but from the kids that were there last year that are coming back. We're going to have a ton of fun. You're going to hear a lot of silly wrestling WWE references. That's just the coaches and our ignorance and our silliness to being a child. You're going to have a lot of nicknames coming out of this camp. You're going to have a lot of fun stories coming out of this camp. You're also going to work your tail off. And with that, you're going to learn a ton. You're going to get out of this what you put in. Of the 9 coaches, 6 of them are in the collegiate game. 8 of them are in the collegiate game. And this is going to eventually, one of the things that we've been talking about, and it's not happening this year, but it will with the coaches that are present. But something that we're trying to do is turn this into a collegiate showcase. So can we, on one of the days, invite college coaches, whether it's in the local area, coaches that we know that want to come in for a day and watch us and watch you and really make it a recruiting opportunity, in addition to a way for you guys to get better. So that's something that is again, it's in our thought process. We're excited for that. We're excited to talk about it. So again, more to come there, because our goal, let me rephrase, our client are the kids sitting next to the parents right now. And I can't stress that enough. Like the clients are the 12-year-old goalkeepers, the 15-year-old goalkeepers. They're our client. And if they don't walk out of here at the end of the week saying, as the comment says, this awesome, Colin, thank you. It is awesome. And I mean that. You guys are going to learn a ton. We're going to give you notebooks. We're going to give you pens. We're going to hook you up with some t-shirts and some merch. We're going to be selling merchandise there too. So if you want a UGKA hoodie or anything like a different colored shirt, they'll be there. But at the same time, man, we're there to help you guys out. Ask questions, become friendly with the coaches. You're going to meet new friends. You're going to walk out of here with people that you're like, dude, see you next year. And that's, to me, the biggest compliment is when I hear kids say that to one another. Questions, comments, anything. Emily Baird, are you there, or is that a parent? She's on mute right now.
Yeah,
She is. How are you?
good.
One of our regulars on the UGKA sessions. You ready? Get back off mute. Right? You thought that easy. You ready to rock and roll?
Yeah,
You excited?
yeah.
You should be. I can see your smile from here, even though you're not on picture here. Parents, last but not least, any questions, concerns, thoughts you have, you can call me personally. And literally, I'm going to put my phone number in here right now. Oh, how much spending money? That's a great question. Here's what I'll tell you. Like there's not much to buy unless you want to eat at night. You know, you're probably going to need like last year, I think kids were pooling like 10 to 15 bucks each with a drink and a pizza or whatever. Maybe it was less than that. Depends on how much you want to eat. And also depends on like sweatshirts are going to go for like, I think 40, t-shirts are going to go for 20. And again, it's that'll be there until they sell out. So the first day and right through the last day. But again, the money, I don't think you're going to need much unless you just have a crazy appetite at night when we order food. I don't know. So yeah, that would be my answer to that. My cell phone, as anyone who works with me will tell you, I am always on this. I will literally get back. If I'm not on the field, I will have this phone right. And the funny thing is I sent my wife to get my phone in the garage. She hasn't come back yet. So I literally don't know where my phone is right now. as I'm saying this, that's always on me. But yeah, feel free to call me, text me, concerns, questions. If this is new to you hey, I've never put my kid residential camp before, I'm nervous. Call me every night. I have no problem taking those calls. And I sincerely mean that. At the same time, you know, I know a lot of parents look at this as their own little vacation away from their children. You know, I'm just going to let the cat out of the bag here, kids. Sorry. But at the same time, you guys can reach out to me anytime. And I can't stress that enough. Last comments, last opportunity. Who on this went last year from a goalkeeper perspective? I know
Abigail did.
Abby, there she is. Everyone else is new,
well,
right?
she's working right now, but but yeah, she went. They actually begged to make this 5 days.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. I'm glad you said that. Thank you, Tina, because literally that's the truth. You know, I asked for feedback. I sent out a survey and literally 90% of the kids said, can you make it longer? And last year was 3 nights, 4 days. So that another big compliment from me. Robert, I see you from Jersey. I'll be even more specific. He's there. She was at the show last year. She enjoyed it. Seen a lot of Florida people. Anyone else attend last year? I don't think so. Awesome. You guys are gonna have a blast. Like I don't even know how else to say it. Like I'm giddy right now. I love this. It's just so much fun for me. I honestly don't know what else to say.
Hey, Eric.
Yeah, shoot.
For those traveling out of town, I can pick up extra cases of water if they want it, because you know, they're not going to be able to get that.
Yep. Good question. Good point. Good. And
that and Gatorade, I can just go to Costco and bring it.
They'll have access to just fill water bottles too, right? Or do we need to bring case?
yeah, they'll have water. They'll have access to water. So at the pitch, at the two fields, you have a turf field and a grass field. You will have access to 2 5-gallon water jugs. One of those we filled with ice. So if anything happens, we can get ice immediately on our injuries. But if you want things for your room, to Tina's point, and you guys can send those orders directly to me, whether it's Gatorade, whether it's water. Abigail, I'm just looking at the bottom of your name.
Yeah,
there.
I know.
Tina, what else from a Costco perspective? Snacks, like they have granola bars, things like that there.
Yeah, they have granola bars there. They have the cases of water, cases of Gatorade. You can do protein bars, several different things. I can just grab them and
you know what? I might ask you personally to grab them and just give them to me, and then I can like sell them on the actual cheap. You know, if Costco, I think you can get I'm making the costs up, but you get like 100 of them for like $15 or something.
Like I think a 40 case of water, 40 bottles of water from Costco is like $4.
Yeah, and
So
like, don't even worry about
that's
the
what I'm
cost.
saying. I can just throw them in, and we'll use them at home if no one else needs them.
Okay,
So.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You guys want to hear something funny? This is the last story. Tina, I'm going to share because none of the other kids are on the call. I'm going to tell them about a story that I did. So Tina, her daughter trains with me during the year, as long as these 2 other goalkeepers that were training with us. And their parents, I got to know the parents obviously very well. I enjoy the parents. I have a blast with my parents that I train the kids of. And I'm still, if anyone wants to chaperone, you're more than welcome to. And you'd get a jersey, you'd get everything we would, you'd have access to food, you know, and you'd just be there to hang out. And I mean that you'd have fun with being with us. But we told 3 of the kids that their mothers were chaperones. And they got so mad. Like,
Oh, yes.
like, no, you're not. No, this is my week away from you. This is my week with my friend. It was, we told them
We're actually packing bags. We're bringing like empty suitcases.
we told them that in March, guys. The joke's still going on. I think it's hilarious.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Anywho, I had to share that with you guys. But if anyone does want to chaperone, we have one already. And we obviously we have all the coaches, so the more the merrier. So just reach out to me personally and we can help you with that. Does anyone out of town need sheets or to, well, good question there. Thank you for offering to help out, get out of town kiddos supplies. Tina, can you type in your email address and you guys can send it to me too, guys. If
You know what? Can I just type in my cell number?
Yeah, go right ahead, please. Awesome. Soccer balls, great question. No, you don't need to bring a soccer ball, believe it or not. Every coach is responsible for bringing and handling their own training session. So I should have went over this when we were doing the agenda. How it works, if we do a basic team meeting in the middle of the field with all players and coaches, a coach that you saw the name next to the topic will demonstrate the activities. Then we break like a huddle. All coaches have their own workstations, a goal, and they bring their own supplies. They bring the balls, they bring their cones, they bring all of that. And then they have the balls and cones that they use. So you will not have to bring your own balls. I'm glad. Great question, by the way. I'm really glad you said that. No soccer ball. Just catching up with the chat here. Phone numbers. Awesome. Nora, thank you. That's appreciated. I'm good.
Shampoo and conditioner.
Bring it unless you want to stink.
Yeah.
How about this? I'm making you bring it. I don't want you stinking.
I can bring big bottles if anybody needs any.
Oh, you mean, yeah, I get you.
Deodorant.
Oh, yeah.
No, they can stink with their cleats and gloves.
That's right. I'll teach them how to wash their gloves during the week, everybody. I'll help. That's my service to the parents right there. Lastly, parents, thank you. This wouldn't happen if it wasn't for you. For those of you that know me, and everything that I'm going through, I am going to be social distancing during this camp. My wife is fighting multiple myeloma. She's been fighting for 5.5 years now. And even with what I do here in Pittsburgh, I still social distance. I still wear a mask, and I'll be doing so here at this camp. And my life has changed considerably because of this virus. I'm still a 0.01% of the population that is incredibly nervous about this. So again, I appreciate your understanding, and I appreciate your respect with that as well. My wife will be at the camp, and she enjoys coming there and enjoying seeing the kids. And that's, to me, a big deal. So again, thank you for everything. If it wasn't for you parents and being accountable and helping me and being respectful to what it is we're trying to do for your kids, this wouldn't take place. So from me to you, thank you. I'm checking the chat one last time. Febreze, that'd be a good idea too.
No, don't bring Febreze. It doesn't bother allergies.
All right, everybody. Thank you. I appreciate you again. Anyone has questions, you know how to reach out to me. Have an awesome couple of weeks. You'll expect an email from me in about probably a week or two. But again, reach out anytime. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.